Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Crew Bites. Today we'll be making a delicious cake, Pancho Cake, which originated in Russia. It's the most effortless cake you can imagine. Pancho Cake consists of chocolate or vanilla sponge cakes or a mix of both which are held together with a light cream made using a combination of heavy whipping cream and sour cream. Also, the pineapple pieces and cherries in the cake make it even more irresistible. It's got a light and moist texture that delights almost everyone. So let's start making this delectable Russian pancho cake. So at first let's prepare the chocolate sponge cake. So for this you need cake flour 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons. But if you're using all-purpose flour, just use 1 cup of it. Cocoa powder 1/3 cup. 6 large eggs, sugar 3/4 cup, baking powder 1 teaspoon, and salt a pinch. So now preheat your oven to 190 degrees Celsius, which is 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Now to a large bowl add 6 large eggs along with 3/4 cup of sugar, and using an electric beater beat well until the mixture turns light and fluffy. I'm just scraping the sides of the bowl and just continue beating the eggs until light and fluffy. As you can see, the eggs are beaten well and changed color to light yellow. They're also thick and fluffy. So now to another bowl, let's sift the dry ingredients. So I've added 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons of cake flour, but if you're using all-purpose flour, just use 1 cup. 1/3 cup of cocoa powder along with baking powder 1 teaspoon and a good pinch of salt, and just sift the dry ingredients to a bowl. So the dry ingredients are sifted well. Now let's add this to the egg mixture in portions. So do not add all at once, just add it in portions, and then using a spatula fold it gently until well combined. So I'm adding the dry ingredients in parts and be gentle. We do not want the batter to be over mixed, just until combined. So I'm adding the final portion of the flour as well and just folding in gently. So our batter is now ready. Now grease and line a cookie tray or a sheet pan with butter and line it with baking paper. Here I'm using a cookie tray with about 12 by 18 inches, and just transfer the cake batter onto the tray and just spread it out evenly using an offset spatula. Make sure you spread gently and evenly to all edges of the pan, and just lightly tap a few times to remove any air bubbles. And then bake this in a preheated oven at 190 degrees Celsius, which is 375 degrees Fahrenheit, for about 12 to 15 minutes. See, the baking time always depends on your oven, so do check after 10 minutes because this cake bakes fast. So just be mindful about the baking time. So the cake is out of the oven after 15 minutes of baking time. See, the toothpick inserted should come out clean, and it's a very soft cake. And allow the cake to cool completely before you cut into pieces. So our cake is now cooled completely. So this is the bowl I'll be using for making this pancho cake. So you can use any bowl of your choice. Just try to use a large bowl which is deep, somewhat like the one I'm using, and then just cut out a circle with the same measurement as the bowl. This is for the base of the cake. Just cut it out and keep this aside. And the remaining portion of the cake I'm going to cut into small squares. So this is the base of our cake. See how soft the cake is. Now keep this aside and let's cut the remaining portion into small squares as shown. So these are the cake pieces. Now keep this aside. Now let's move on to the preparation of the cream filling and frosting. So for this you need heavy whipping cream with at least 35% of fat, 3 cups, sour cream, 1.5 cups, icing sugar around 2.5 cups, vanilla extract 1 teaspoon, and you also need pineapple cut into small pieces, about 1 to 1.5 cups. Cherries, you can use fresh or canned cherries, 3/4 to 1 cup. Almond slices or walnuts for garnishing, as well as some chocolate pieces or melts to melt and then just drizzle over the cake. Now to a large bowl, add heavy whipping cream, 3 cups. Try to use cream with at least 35% of fat. Also add in vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon, and icing sugar. You need 2.5 cups in total, so just add it in portions, and using an electric mixer, just beat well until you get stiff peaks. So I'm just scraping the sides of the bowl and continue adding the icing sugar and beat the cream well until you get stiff peaks. As you can see, the cream is whipped well, and now to this we're going to add sour cream. So this is 1.5 cups of sour cream. Try to use full fat cream, and then using the spatula just gently fold in the sour cream into the whipped cream. Do not overmix. And our cream filling as well as frosting is now ready. Just reserve about half cup for the frosting. You only need that much. Do not keep too much for frosting. You just need very little just to smoothen the outer side of the cake. Now let's start assembling the cake. So this is the bowl I'm using. I'm using a large glass bowl which is deep enough, and line the bowl with cling wrap. Just use 2 layers of cling wrap and keep some extra hanging off the sides. And at first add a thick layer of cream mixture to the bottom of the pan and just spread it out just around the sides as well. And then let's take the cake pieces, the square pieces, just dip them in the cream filling and then just place a layer of the cake on the bottom of the bowl, just on top of that cream layer. Just press it well and then top it with some pineapple pieces as well as some cherries. You can use fresh or canned cherries. Make sure the seeds are removed. Then apply a layer of the cream on top of the fruits, and then repeat the same steps. Just start with the cake layer, then the fruits, then the cream, until you fill the entire bowl. So just one more layer, and I'm just tapping the bowl gently so that there are no gaps in between, finishing it off with a layer of fruits followed by the cream layer, just spreading it out evenly. And then finally place that base of the cake which we had cut out, the circle part, and just using the extra cling wrap hanging around, just wrap the cake well. Just bring it over and tightly wrap the cake. And then we need to refrigerate this cake for at least 7 to 8 hours. Overnight is ideal so that the cake sets well and it's easy to demold the cake. That's the fun part. So the cake is wrapped well now. I'm going to place this in the refrigerator. Overnight is ideal. So now the cake is out of the refrigerator. I'm hoping it's well set after being in the refrigerator overnight. Just carefully remove the wrap. Just be gentle. And then place a large plate on top of the cake and just invert the bowl onto the plate. And then very carefully lift the bowl. It comes out easily because the cake is well set. and then remove the cling wrap completely from the cake. See how beautiful that is. It's well set. So now take that reserved portion of the cream, just just apply the frosting on the cake just to smoothen a bit. That's all. That's why I said earlier that we do not want too much of the frosting. And now we need to refrigerate this for 15 to 20 minutes so that the frosting is set well. And now we just need to decorate the cake. So I've just melted some chocolate and just using a piping bag or a ziploc, cut out a small hole and just decorate the way you like. Or you could just, drizzle the melted chocolate over the cake. I'm also using some almond slices and cake crumbs from the leftover pieces. Just using a mixer, crush the cake pieces. You will definitely have some leftover pieces and just decorate the cake with that. So our beautiful Russian Pancho cake is now ready to serve. Let's slice and enjoy this cake. Let's see how the inside of the cake is going to look like. It's a very delicate cake, so be careful when you slice and serve. I don't know how well you can see the inside of the cake. I'll just put a picture of it. It's a very tasty cake and it just melts in your mouth. It's so rich and creamy, and the pineapple pieces and the cherries really enhance the flavor of this cake. Not to mention about the whipped cream along with sour cream. It just takes this cake to the next level. Also, do remember to keep the cake refrigerated at all times when not in use, and use it within 2 to 3 days. So please give it a try. It's an amazing recipe and it's a very simple and easy recipe. You'll definitely love it. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe, like and share. New videos are uploaded every Tuesday and Friday. Until then, goodbye.